Libra. This is your September 2022 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, this is your reading, and happy solar returns to those of you that have birthdays this month. This is Romy. Thank you for taking the time to tune into my channel. We're going to give you some intuitive messages and some key dates to look out for as you move through the next few weeks. We're opening up with the energy of the Queen of Swords, your card in the tarot, which I really love because it's going to help you to acclimate to the new energy of this month. You will feel the change. What's important is that you don't block yourself. There's going to be an awful lot happening this month that's going to really test you on the mental plane. We do have Mercury retrograde in your sign from the 9th, so you'll be feeling the shadow of that right from the beginning of September. And really it's a time where you are having to dig deep a little bit to make the choice to look at things differently and to deliberately choose what thoughts you are going to allow to permeate and to be on that repeat loop, because this month there is so much of a power surge that's helping you to really progress in ways that are going to feel kind of extraordinary for you. And as that owl is in motion, sort of carrying that sword of truth, I think there's no other way but to move forward really defiantly and really deliberately and really truthfully. Now, you may feel that there are some voids that have been left in your life because of the way things have conspired and unfolded in the last few weeks. And September is a time where I think you're going to get a rush and a surge of new energy, and you're going to start to get a bit of a glimpse of what the future holds for you. Now, this is a time for natural seasonal release, and in Virgo season with that 12th house energy, you are shedding and you are letting go and you are learning how to be at peace with that process. It doesn't mean to say that it's not still challenging you deeply and that there may be some acutely sensitive moments through this month of September as you are challenged in ways that you felt you'd already dealt with, and yet all of these retrograde planets, as we focus inwards and backwards, are asking us to revisit things again. Now, Venus is in Virgo on the 4th of the month, helping us to problem solve within the context of our relationships. We'll be looking clearly for acts of service with Venus in Virgo. So you are wanting to see people demonstrating how they love you, how they care for you, how they're meaningfully wanting to support you in the actions that they're taking. Now, for you this month, you're really going to be witnessing some of the emotional triggers, and I think your Queen of Swords is going to help you to disconnect in a more powerful way than you have been able to in the past, despite some of the chaos. In fact, Libra, confusion, chaos, this feeling of ungroundedness. There's something about September where you kind of take a check with yourself and you're like, you know what? This does not have to be my reality. This is not something that serves me. And so I have a choice whether to take this on and perpetuate this and allow myself to sit in it, or to decide that I'm moving beyond it. And when you make that call for yourself, regardless of when it happens, it's a bit of a lightning bolt moment for you, actually. It's a bit of a watershed moment, I feel. Now, Pallas Athena, the asteroid goddess, is shifting into Cancer on the 6th of the month. And remember, she helps us with strategy, and here we're bringing a level of emotional intelligence to the table, and that's going to be really helpful for you with Mercury retrograde in your sign. We have the Tower showing up. It's not a surprise because the disruption that you are causing in your own mental programming is powerful. And that's how I want you to look at this. The energy has to change in regards to some of the ways that you're thinking about things. You know, these mirrors of the mind are going to be flagging up to you. Here's all of the ways that I've been limiting and holding myself back. And now I'm calling it out. I'm calling myself out. So being honest with yourself, your Queen's really going to support this is going to help you to make those major life edits and come back into a sense of balance as you seek inner harmony, because that's really not only what you as a sign is seeking at that deep soul level, but of course equinox is really asking of us with this seasonal time. So the slowing down that's taking place is often an opportunity as well to see things that perhaps you'd missed or overlooked and all of a sudden become critical in their red flag or in their inability to really support where you're going. And so what you may have accepted or endured or just put up with to this point all of a sudden is being called out. And again, that tower might mean that, there's a little bit of conflict or some challenge as you either challenge yourself or someone else, as we look at the ways in which you are now wanting to bring in much more conscious connections in your life. And in order to do that, you have to be more conscious and awake and present. It sounds obvious, right? But, as you really look inwards and realize the degree to which you have been taking on other people's energy, or that you have been caught up in conflicts and storylines that are not even about you, or certainly not serving you. So there's quite an opportunity, I think, for you, Libra, this month through this retrograde energy, even if it feels at times like it's a little hazy and it has, that sort of feeling of a bit of brain fog coming through for you. There's going to be moments that punctuate the month that give you this absolute sense of, oh my goodness, I can't do this anymore. Or I truly see this for what it is now. And that's absolutely demonstrating the growth. And you have to kind of really anchor into that new energy, because by calibrating to that, you're going to help support these new pathways to show up as you step into your solar returns. It's so necessary. So we're going to be welcoming a full moon coming in water sign Pisces on the 10th of the month. It's going to be sextile to Uranus. So I want to say some surprises. Now, when it's sextile, sometimes it can come in with a pleasant surprise, or if there's something that's kind of already brewing and maybe feels a bit more uncomfortable, then it might exacerbate whatever the energy is that's around at that moment. You've got the Seven of Cups. Now, obviously a full moon can sort of bring about that veil somewhat. And so with the emphasis around this energy, I think that it's likely, even though you may know with crystal clear clarity how you feel, or understand that what you've said is absolutely in alignment with what is the right thing for you or how you want to move forward, it may not be received or fully understood. Okay, so it's always something we have to be witness to, especially during Mercury retrograde, that we will have to revisit a conversation once we come out of this transit, review a commitment or promises or anything that was really significant and important. But in a way, what I'm kind of feeling into with this is that it's almost more about you, right? It's about you having to get to the point of realization for yourself. So even if someone else doesn't understand that or can't get on board with it or doesn't, receive the communication in the right way, I think that's okay. I think they have work to do and there's processing that needs to happen. I don't feel that you're supposed to keep trying to force the issue or presenting. This is more about you getting absolutely strong in your own mindset about the direction that you need to take, what's now important to you. And I think what I really love about the Seven of Cups coming through following the Tower is that as you disrupt the energy, as you change the program, as you make those moves to really liberate, because remember, Tower is very almost like Uranian energy in a way. It's kind of that breaking free. Then what we have is this whole host, an array of new choices that are all of a sudden coming to light. So where you felt restricted, where you felt there was no way forward, all of a sudden the universe is going, hey, that's not the truth. You just haven't been able to see it. There's been that veil that's kept something hidden. And so as we come out that full moon, I think that you'll get to see sight of what that is. That's why I'm talking about this kind of glimpse of the future. What you now need to do is not block yourself by feeling so overwhelmed. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't want to make the wrong choice at this moment. How can I trust myself? Remember, no right or wrong, just an experience. Therefore, just take the next logical step. Just take the next step. Yeah, whatever path you choose, as long as it's one of moving forward, as long as it's not one of stagnancy or keeping you held back or making you feel stifled, then you know it's going to bring you to where you're supposed to be. Now, you may feel this month more than any other time that any kind of restrictions to your time, any kind of schedules or routines that are trying to lock you into something are going to feel excruciating. Now that makes it a little bit difficult, especially in Virgo season when we're trying to get a plan together and we want to be really productive, and you can be, but we just need to make sure there's a lot of fluidity around that. Yeah, you're giving yourself lots of extra space to change your mind or for things to shift or move, because that's likely to happen. 3 of Wands here is indicating to me that there are kind of some new adventures on the horizon, but they do require you to be bold and to sort of put yourself forward for something. So if there's an invitation and you're a little bit on the fence, I want you to step up and say, yes, that's me. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I am good enough. Yes is what we need to see from you, okay? Because it's that kind of affirmative position where you're almost betting on yourself, regardless of what the evidence looked like. And even if, and keep this in mind, even if you can't possibly comprehend how it could come together, like there seems like there's too many blocks, too many challenges, too many things that would impede this from coming together, but you really want it and you want to say yes, you still have to make that decisive, affirmative choice energetically. Because remember, we're all about the law of assumption right now. You need to act as if it's already happened and you're moving on from that point. Yeah, you've already done the work. 3 of Wands is about waiting for all of that energy to come back and then lift you even higher. But you have to have the confidence and the belief in your vision. Yeah, and you might need to look a little bit further afield than you have been, either for support or for potentially some of the solutions that are going to come in to be able to help you to navigate this. But don't even get too caught up in that. I feel like there is this desire and invitation to just really sit in the place of knowing that more than anything, we want you to come at this from a place of balance. Yeah, and anything that is trying to disrupt that state of balance and make you feel like these things are not possible for you or not going to be made available to you are the thoughts, the beliefs, the people, the energy, the situations that all need to go. So that Tower for me can be wholly supportive, even if we recognize when it happens, it can feel like, oh, hell just broke loose. It can feel really uncomfortable. It can feel that seismic shift and change that we weren't necessarily prepared for, even though if we're really honest with ourselves, we knew something had to change. We knew something had to give, and we had no idea how it was going to work itself out or how it was going to happen. But there it is. And what comes from it is choice and something really positive. Now, let's also remind you that this month we have 6 trines coming in astrologically. Really auspicious. These are beautiful, supportive energies. Now, 5 of them are in earth signs. 1 of them is in air. And so we help to bring something to life. There's a tangible component when they're in earth energy. It helps you to lay new foundations. It helps you to find clarity. There's a practical part of the story that's needed in September, and you've got that tailwind to help you. And of course, as an air sign, you'll be wanting to look out for when that one comes through, which is going to be on the 27th. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that particular date, because that's the one that's going to be really giving you like a cosmic boost, if you like. Mars and Saturn trining, yeah. Mars and Gemini, Saturn and Aquarius. So we've got Ace of Swords coming through. I love this for you, sitting right beneath the tower. The truth will come out, and it may bruise a few egos. It may cause a little bit of chaos, but it's very cathartic and it's very cleansing for you, because you may have been sitting on something, or you may have been aware of something, or you may have been ready for something and have felt like it should have happened by now. Why is it not? So there's a sort of divine timing, and it's almost going to feel a little bit incredulous, I think, when you really step back and observe it, because you'll be like, I couldn't have even written that. I couldn't have written how that played out. So there's definitely something kind of quite fated that's going to be stepping in regards to an important situation. Now remember, if we've got an emphasis around how we're learning to manage our emotional triggers this month, you are going to be provoked. There is going to be a riling up of your emotions. There'll be a lot of people who feel very frustrated, maybe even quite angry. But that hostility, that energy, it's not something that you need to take on. It's not even necessarily because of any thoughts or actions that you've had. But again, there's a reminder that in order to come into the place of seeking inner harmony and creating the reality that you want for yourself, you can't be sat waiting for the world to change. If you do, you are absolutely like disconnecting yourself directly from all your power and all your energy to be able to bring those things to fruition. Because there's always going to be somebody, there's always going to be pockets of energy that are causing discord and contrast and resistance and confusion and chaos. So this is the month you say, okay, enough is enough. Like, I'm over it. So I have to decide how I want things to play out and where I'm going to put my focus and attention. This is going to make the difference. Now, as that sun shifts into your sign and we welcome equinox on the 22nd, 10 of Pentacles, you are laying this powerful new foundation for yourself. What you're thinking about, the actions that you're taking, the decisions you've come to, the way you are responding to things is from a place of certainty. Your root chakra is strong. You're anchored in. There's a decisiveness there that says, this is what I'm releasing. This is what I'm allowing. This is where balance is out of sync. This is what I need to address. There may be some family things going on here. And again, that might be where the focus is coming through. And you have to be assertive at that time, Libra. You really need to make sure that you don't get walked over, or that you don't have to end up making a compromise that you know you can't really live with. Because there's going to be a little bit of a test around that, I feel, in some regards. Now, if it's not direct family, it could be soul family or a wider extended group. Important connections in your life. Remember, all your focus needs to be on the evolving of these relationships. And if you sit in that point beyond what is, then they're either going to fall away, move out of your life, or they need to step up and calibrate to the energy that you're putting out. But what energy are you putting out? The new moon in your sign on the 25th is a fantastic day for you to really be healthily selfish and say, this is what I want and this is what I need and this is what I'm going to invest my time and energy towards. But that comes inwardly, quietly, in your mind. It's the mental plane where all of your huge strides are going to be taking place this month. I really want you to realize that. So we are going to pull the last 3 cards, and these are going to be covered off in our extended reading, and you'll find all of the details for that in the comment and the description box underneath, Libra. We talk for another 20-25 minutes or so if you're new to the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your oracle cards for September. Again, we'll go into the messages in a little bit more depth in the extended, but I'll just give you a preview of what they're going to be. All the decks that I use, by the way, are in the description in the comment section. Okay. Okay, we have Candle Quartz and Bleeding Heart. Show yourself. Vulnerability, self-worth. Beautiful. And my new deck, Life Soul Vision Oracle, which is now going to be shipped in September. So thank you so much if you've ordered. If you want to check it out, please go look at the comments and description box and you will find a direct link. And yeah, can't wait to get your feedback for using the deck. Let's have a look and see what we have for you. You've got Spirit Horse coming through, Sovereign Power. I love this for you. Breaking free, true liberation. We'll cover that off a bit more in the extended. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and clarify this main spread now, Libra. All right, let's just begin with this energy of the Queen of Swords. What do we want to see here? Beautiful. We've got the Star coming in. Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay, Tower and the Lovers. Seven of Pentacles. Oh, Judgment. Interesting. Empress. Okay, Ten of Pentacles here. I'd also invite you right now just to think about a personal question, Libra, that might not have revealed itself yet in the main spread, and we're going to pull a couple of additional cards for you. Again, we'll cover those in the extended reading. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in this month. I look forward to connecting with you again next time, and I'll see you over in the extended if you are resonating with the reading and enjoying what you've listened to so far. You take care. I'll see you again soon.